The main thing we wanted to kind of talk about for some time, and we hate leaks. We for Game of Thrones we chose not to read it, because those had leaks. I think for the later episodes. Endgame we stayed away. We went on full lockout. Yeah, lockdown. Rise of Skywalker we caved in because Star Wars was just in a terrible place. And everybody was saying how bad it was.
Yeah, but I don't even think
and
it was
even
true.
then, and even some of them were true and some of them weren't. And even then, the movie still shocked us. We read the leaks thinking it was going to prepare us, and the movie was still worse than we expected. So that's just to give you guys an idea. And so that's probably the only spoilers we've ever read, leak-wise. So Last of Us 2 came out, leaks came out. Supposedly, what they're saying, it was hackers.
Yeah.
They hacked into their servers or something through their servers. They were able to get access to
They found a way to get in, and
I guess a developer version of the game or something like that.
Yeah.
And it was, we saw. Okay, so let us explain before we've been super excited for Last of Us 2. The first game came out 7 years ago?
2013.
So yeah, 7 years ago. Super pumped when we heard the leaks came out. We went full end game mode. We were just like, no, we're not gonna read anything. Just stay off,
But then we saw was it some YouTube channels?
Yeah,
like Tyrone.
So we were staying off the grid, right? We weren't reading comment sections, but then there was more and more backlash on the leaks. Everybody was saying how bad they were, right? And we were like, that's probably just haters, right? People love to. It's a Sony game. You have those Sony haters or whatever, right? So I was like, no, just don't listen to it. Don't listen to it. And then, but all the backlash, and then all of these YouTubers that we follow, Tyrone Magnus, who was the MBG that you follow. I think you follow him.
Is it MGB or MB? I don't know.
MBG or MGB. He was. Again, he's a huge
because I've been watching
fan.
His channel for a while.
Yeah,
and he was super pumped. He was excited.
Yeah, he considers himself like a Sony fanboy.
Yeah, and then when I saw his video reacting to it, it's the wind was knocked out of him.
Yeah,
I was like, oh my,
where he's not even getting the game anymore.
Yeah,
these people are saying that they're not getting the game anymore. And again, we're not going to discuss leaks. We're not going to actually go in depth what the leaks are. We're just giving our feedback on it. So don't worry about any spoilers if you guys don't want to be spoiled. We won't be spoiling anything. But we are going to give our reactions to it. So all these YouTubers that we follow were saying this is awful, and it all sounded very familiar to what we heard about Rise of Skywalker and Game of Thrones. Because when the Endgame leaks came out, there wasn't any backlash. People were just spoiling it. But when for Endgame, but for Game of Thrones and Rise of Skywalker, it was just pure backlash. People saying how bad it was. And we ignored the noise, right? For the most part. But this is
I wanted to read it.
But this is that same noise again. You know what I mean? We were getting that
I've been hurt too many times.
Yeah, so it was that same noise. And not only did we read the leaks, we saw
2
all hour
and
35 minutes. It was 30. Yeah, it was an hour and 35 minutes.
45.
No, 35.
It's almost close to 2 hours.
An hour and 35 minutes of footage. And by footage, we mean the startup menu, the startup screen.
Intro.
The whole intro to the game, cutscenes. Gameplay.
I think the ending, I'm not sure.
It seemed like third act material. So at first we read the leaks. Completely destroyed us. And again, we're not going to explain why or anything, but it's very Last Jedi type of backlash where you have a IP so loved by fans, and it does feel like the fans are getting shitted on here. There's a lot of things in there, and we're not going to get into it in depth, but it's very disappointing. It's very to
me when
insulting, I guess, too. It's kind of insulting in the sense of these are your favorite characters. Fans love the first game, and
I played.
I felt like they really wanted to just subvert expectations or add that shock value.
It felt like Game of Thrones. Watching the video, it's more about shock value than story. Because I played Last of Us when it came out 2013. So I was 13 when I played it.
Yeah, that was a great game.
No, 13. Yeah, I was 13 when I played it. I loved that game, and I played it on PS3. I loved it.
You beat it a good amount of times.
I beat it 9 times.
Yeah.
And then I bought the remaster and beat it even more. So I love that game, and I played a lot of the online. The online was really good too. Man, when I saw those leaks,
it was very crushing.
It just.
And
wow.
it's confirmed. That's the thing.
And plus, like all the issues have been like months before the leaks about the issue with crunch going on with Naughty Dog.
That's the thing. Yeah.
Like X, because supposedly like 70% of people who worked on the original stuff are all gone. I think it was if you look back, I think it was like Uncharted 4 or something. I saw a video I think it was like Uncharted 4 or Last of Us, the first one. Like half the people you see in the credits are no longer, like 70% of people don't even work there no more.
So they're slowly bringing in a new.
So it's like a whole. I think it's like 70% of people don't even work there, and they left. And I think I read this thing. I forgot her name. Do you know that lady that we saw a video on? They were talking about that she did Uncharted. She did the Uncharted games. Like she wrote them.
Oh yeah, she was and co-director, I think.
And co-director,
yeah,
I think the first Last of Us.
I think she was part of. No, the first Last of Us was Neil.
Yeah, I know it was him, but I think she helped with that story.
With Uncharted, I think it was with Uncharted.
Or Uncharted, I forgot.
Last of Us was his first real thing on his own.
Do you have your phone? I forgot.
Check it. I know it was wasn't it like Helly? Something. Helly something. I can't. remember.
Well, anyway, supposedly she was forced out by Neil.
Mm-hmm.
It was a rumor.
She was co-director with him, I believe, through all the games.
And then I read another thing. I believe it was on Kotaku. That game testers, they fired game testers because they weren't agreeing with the story, and they were firing them because they weren't. Because supposedly they went back and changed the game because the people who were playing it, they weren't liking the characters that they wanted them to like.
Yeah.
And if you read the leaks, you know who that is. But
yeah.
So and then they went back and they fired some people. So there's been a lot of
Naughty Dog has been under some traction lately. It's
because I think
crunch,
like
the crunching.
Before, I was talking about the crunch, it was a crunch. I mean, I think that's part of it. Until I read into it and saw that workers, even the girl who got forced out. So there was a rumor that she got forced out. She even said the thing is she put more into her work than family. She was saying that some of the workers didn't even see they wouldn't even see their family that much. Yeah. Because they were working so much. So supposedly Naughty Dog has a bad crunch over there. So I don't know what's going on over there.
And with the crunching, it's their games are beautiful games. So
but they're burning out a lot of people.
But the whole thing of game testers or people, if they're not liking the story, that they're just
firing
them on the spot or something. That's
why I read up. I think it was on
that's pretty harsh. So people are worried about. I'm worried about the direction of Naughty Dog overall. And again, people are saying context.
And it's crazy because people have been saying that for a while now too. That the way
it's been boiling.
I think Uncharted 4. Some people had an issue with that female character that was in there. I mean, I
thought
her.
She was fine. Yeah.
I liked her. The one with the afro. Is it Nadine Ross?
Probably. No, I forgot her name, but
or was that her name was the Lost Legacy characters.
Yeah. And
then they made the Lost Legacy game, which I actually liked it.
Yeah, I beat Lost Legacy. I enjoyed it.
I actually liked it, but people are seeing, I guess, the way they're going. It's weird. Some people just know. Some people see it
again, and I enjoyed those games. I had no problem with those.
Uncharted 4. Yeah, I think it's my favorite.
And even Lost Legacy, I enjoyed as well. Yeah. But that's the thing. Their games have been great up to this point. And again, we haven't played the game. Everybody's gonna say context is everything. But from what we read and what we saw,
it's a lot. We saw a lot.
And we saw gameplay. We saw cutscenes, and we hate that. I felt so terrible watching and reading it, but just what we saw. A lot of people are saying it. Thank you for saving us $60. I don't even know if we're gonna get the game.
I'm still thinking on it.
We're waiting to see once the game is actually out, which Sony didn't even say anything about the leaks. They just
Naughty Dog.
They announced
who came out.
Yeah, Naughty Dog came out, but Sony just announced the release date, and Naughty Dog came out speaking on it.
And I wondered, maybe they did that to force the game to come out early? Because maybe the game was supposed to be pushed back longer?
I think, I'm sure the game was supposed to...
Because it doesn't make sense, because the initial release date was February. Then they pushed to May 31st, now June 19.
Yeah, and they delayed it to indefinite, right? So that I think meant, I was thinking end of the year, to see where this whole pandemic goes.
Like an article, it's like, supposedly on the PlayStation Store, it came out saying Last of Us Part 2 was coming out, like, December 31st.
I believe that because they're just trying to let this pandemic go down. But with this, they know these leaks are so...
it was like, it's
these are huge leaks. These are the whole game. The whole game is out. And...
Well, like, the main plot points.
Yeah, and they know fans... You know, that was the first thing I thought of. These fans know, like, they know leaks are out. I can find out the whole story right now. Or do I just wait indefinitely until whenever they decide to release this game? We don't know how long that's going to be. So fans are impatient. They're going to read the leaks. Sony knows this.
Yeah.
So the first thing they did was, we need to just release this game.
Yeah,
because if not, because they're going to lose money anyway. If they just kept waiting, they were going to lose money because everybody was going to read the leaks. If the game comes out in December, nobody's going to buy it because the hype has died down because everybody knows what happens. Instead, they're just like, let's just push it in June. We have this month of, like, they released a trailer today.
Back, Ghost of Tsushima. Into July, and they put that one in there.
So, they gave us this month to, they released a trailer, give it some hype, and also give people who haven't read the leaks yet that hope of, like, okay, it's coming out in June, I'll just wait. So that was a smart move.
I was gonna wait until I saw the backlash.
Yeah, we were holding off. We didn't read the leaks until it was a couple of days, maybe a week. But there was so much backlash, and YouTubers that we trust and follow were even upset.
To go read it.
They were upset. Like, they weren't gonna. They're just not gonna buy the game anymore. And it's true. This is not a movie that you can pay $10. This is $60.
No,
you had the collectors.
I was gonna get that. I was gonna get the collector's edition.
That's we're talking $100. Some people are paying over $100.
Oh, and the people who are gonna buy the Ellie edition.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, $230.
Yeah. So imagine, paying that much money, and the game is just completely gonna flip you upside down. And I understand subverting expectations and all that, but
it was more shock value.
This is just. It felt too almost like Last Jedi. It just like, why? It felt insulting. Like, with just character wise, story wise, I was like, really? This is the story? So many years, and Naughty Dog saying we're not gonna do a sequel unless we have a great story. I was like, really? That's
still a great story?
And like, this is the way. It just makes me regret even knowing that there's a second one. I just want it to end where one ends, and that's it.
Yeah, and the reason why people are more mad, or getting really pissed off, is because one doesn't need a sequel. The way the first one ends, it's over. Like
it's a nice open ending. Yeah.
So now you're kind of forcing a sequel, and then it's
not.
And so far, yeah. I mean, what I've seen almost 2 hours basically.
And we have confirmed. There's level lists for this game.
Level
confirmed
list, gameplay showing it.
Confirmed level list, so we know. I'm not gonna get, but we know things that's just confirmed, and it's like, and again, this is what we think. I don't know if we're gonna get the game. We're gonna wait till reviews come out. Reviews from fans and YouTubers that we know that are still gonna play the game. That we're just gonna wait and see. But from what we know, it's very. It's that little bit of hope of like, okay, let's let the game come out.
Yeah, when I was watching...
But what we know, it's very upsetting.
Like, today, they released a story trailer, the new one. And people were going on saying that, it's
very misleading.
Yeah, like it's misleading, how he can do this to the fans that are waiting. And they even disabled the likes and dislikes.
Yeah,
and the
people
comments.
are like, we get comments, but likes and dislikes? Why? That's already... That's a little overboard.
Because they know that everyone is just gonna...
Yeah, they released this trailer as their last push of, like, for anybody who hasn't been spoiled.
And it's a good trailer.
It's a great trailer. But now we know.
I know what
they
happens.
had us fooled. They did. Because I was excited all this time. And that's why when I read it, I was like... I was so in shock. I was like, this? Like, this is really...
It felt like Game of Thrones. Mixed with Last Jedi.
Yeah, of just like that, like what?
Where
it doesn't make sense.
Like more shock value. It doesn't make sense. Just a bad story.
Yeah.
I mean, like game looks great. Cutscenes, man. We're watching those cutscenes. I was like, damn.
Yeah.
I will listen.
And there's a lot of rumors about a lot of political propaganda being pushed in this game, which I'm not gonna get into because it's rumors and there's a lot of things. There's some things that are true and some things that are still not confirmed.
Yeah.
But if Naughty Dog is going to go start going down this direction.
Like supposedly a certain Anita Scar.
Oh, I don't. Yeah.
Like supposedly, like when I read up somewhere that she helped with the game, and not helped, but like I guess it was involved somehow.
Yeah. So what people are the rumor there's like an activist. Pretty much down the bottom line is people are worried that Naughty Dog is starting to go down this political agenda route with their games and. At the end of the day,
it's a game. Like
Naughty Dog has always done so well, you know.
Yeah.
That's why I was so in shock. Like, why are they doing this? Because they've always done. Uncharted has had great female characters and Lost Legacy, right? And they've always Last of Us. Ellie is a great character, so that's why I was like, with all the rumors that are going around, I was like, man, but why are they? What are they doing?
And I think the reason why there's so much backlash too, I think, is because people are worried that games are going to go in the same round as movies.
Yeah, where it's just like a political lecture.
Yeah, and
you know,
because like, I'm gonna be honest, it's very draining in movies already. Like seeing that, but now in my games as well, where look, I just want to like play a game.
Yeah,
I want to escape everything else.
Yeah,
because you don't like things being shoved down your throat.
Yeah,
like you don't like it.
But that's why with Naughty Dog, I was so in shock. I was like, "What? Like you guys have been doing so well. Like,
well, I don't know.
You have great things going on. So yeah, there's I don't know what. That's why I'm a little worried with Naughty Dog, but
because I keep reading all these like articles and watching videos of that. Oh, how the work environment is really bad, and
it seems like Naughty Dog is going through a shift right now. They're going through a transition period.
If that's true, like 70% of people no longer work there.
Yeah.
Like you want, I think it was the Uncharted 4. I think it was the Uncharted 4 credits. 70% of people no longer work there no more. That's crazy.
Yep.
And supposedly that people are getting burnt out. That that some people don't even want to work anymore in the game, like business.
It's a shame. It seems like Naughty Dog is going through this a very weird transitional thing. There's just too many things adding up with them. And again, I don't like the leaks. Yeah, people could defend it by saying, "Oh, but the context, fine. I understand that, but I just don't like of how they're doing things already. It's not what it is. Certain things, it's like, why are you doing that? But there's certain things that are in the game that it's how they did it, where it feels disrespectful.
There's a point in the game where it's weird. Like I don't agree with what they're doing,
and it's a shame. It's a shame.
Yeah,
but and again, we're not saying not to buy the game. We're not saying
buy it if you want.
If you don't even know the leaks, just if you want to go for it, go for it.
Yeah.
But we're just disappointed.
We're
just disappointed.
I'm gonna wait now. I already canceled my pre-order.
Yeah, all we can do is weather the storm and see what.
And if people say that, it's nothing.
Yeah, it's not like what you read, and the thing is, we've seen cutscenes. We've seen.
Maybe it's an old footage. I don't know. Maybe it's a footage that they cut from the game.
Context. Maybe it's context.
I mean, I'm like after watching that story trailer, it kind of confirms a lot. So.
Yeah, but let's see what happens. That was huge news. It's been all over the place. Just don't even read comments, if anything, about Last of Us, because it's like right away, like the first comment, and it's images that are very easy to ruin the game for you. So, the next thing I actually wanted to talk about, which I thought was like crazy news, was the Tom Cruise thing. Tom Cruise is supposedly gonna film a movie in space. Like he's actually gonna go to space and he's gonna be teaming with Elon Musk's SpaceX. And there's still no report